Welcome to the video. In this video I want to give a kind of a thought for the day. It's not something we've done before on the channel, but something happened in the hobby this week that I think it's worthwhile us thinking about and just double checking that some of the behaviours that we're doing as a community are the right ones. The thing I'm talking about in particular is the openpilot.org site. This actually disappeared for a handful of days this week because from what I can find out, it appears that it was due to the rising costs of hosting and the individual who pays for the hosting of openpilot.org kind of struggling to pay that bill. I'm very pleased to see that openpilot.org is now back up. I had a number of comments and questions from subscribers who were struggling to get hold of the documentation and software they need for their CC3D and Revo platforms, and now it's back up. Those people can at least get on with what they were trying to do. But it is a timely reminder that a lot of the technology we're using in the hobby is now coming from the open source community. And that is great because it means a lot of the stuff that we get is free to download and use. But as terms of a business model and helping those people who are putting all of their time and effort into creating these hardware platforms like the NAS-A32 and others, but also the technology like OpenPilot, OpenPilot Next Generation, Baseflight, CleanFlight, those individuals aren't necessarily getting any money coming back to them. And I'm not talking about them, being able to retire to a life of caviar and champagne, but just getting a little bit of something coming in to help pay for the time that they're putting into creating these great tools that we all use in the hobby. There are a couple of ways that we can help support people like OpenPilot and others, and the first way is of course to make sure that we're buying the hardware from the designers themselves. And this is great if you're trying to support the people who are designing products like the NAS-A32, the CC3D and others. Also, if you're going to buy it from a large supplier of RC equipment, we're looking at the Hobby King site here, but there's lots of others as well. This is a NAS-A32 and this is a fully authorized version where royalties are paid to the developer of each NAS-A32 sold. But think about that. What's actually happening here is that is going back to probably a Mark who actually created a lot of the NAS-A32 bits and pieces. What about the developers of the code? Things like Baseflight, CleanFlight, OpenPilot. Well, in a lot of cases you can actually find a way to get some money to those guys, either through donation, Patreon accounts or other bits and pieces. So the thought for the day is, when we are using this technology and getting fun and enjoying it, have a thought for the people who are putting their time, effort and attention into creating all this fantastic stuff that we now use as part of the hobby. If you're using it and enjoying it and it's all working for you, then just think about maybe finding a way to send them a couple of bucks. It will be fantastically appreciated and also will help continue the effort and time that they're putting in to continue to develop the products and the great things that we're doing in RC as a hobby. So thought for the day, if you're using something and you've downloaded it for free and you think it's great and it's giving you a lot of enjoyment, just see if you can find a way back to send whoever created that tool or product a couple of bucks to say thanks. Thank you for taking the time to watch that video. There are lots of other videos on the channel and they're carefully ordered into playlists, so you may find that there are other videos on this same subject that you can go and watch. So I would recommend going into the playlist area of Painless 360 YouTube channel and looking around and seeing what there is. You never know what you might find. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and happy flying.